Shalom, good people. This is Veronica, and today we are going to the ancient biblical tale Dothan. Today we are going to study and we are going to visit Genesis chapter 37. That the place is called Dothan, and Dothan was first mentioned in the Hebrew Bible or in the Old Testament in the book of Genesis in connection with the history of Joseph as a place where the sons of Jacob or Israel had moved their sheep, and at the suggestion of Judah, the brothers sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites merchants. That is Genesis 37. And before they sold Joseph to the merchants, they had put him into a pit. So we are going to visit this pit, the pit where Joseph was thrown by his brothers. Dothan was the hometown of Prophet Elisha. We find that in the second Kings chapter 6, we see Elisha in Dothan, and the story is about Elisha with the Aramean, the battle between Elisha and the Arameans, whereby we find that Elisha sees a chariot. He prays to God that God open the eyes of my servants to see that them that are on our side are more than them that are against us. Dothan is a scene of a vision of chariots and horses of fire surrounding the mountain on which the city stood. And this is in connection with Prophet Elisha. So we are going to Dothan, and I need to tell you the time. Guys, today it's very early. It's quarter to 5. So it's not yet 5 o'clock in the morning, and our trip, we are going to the heartland of the promised land. Dothan is not far from Shechem. So guys, enjoy the trip. It's a road trip. It's very early in the morning, and we are here for a cup of coffee. So guys, see you there at Dothan in a few minutes time, but it will take us like 2 hours to be there.
Every voice make a choice. Every voice making joyous noise all over the place.
Oh, it's gonna be hard, yeah.
Come together
now, yeah.
everybody.
Everybody gonna feel it now, yeah.
Every voice
Oh, gonna feel this rain, come on
all over the place. Come together, feel it rain. Everybody. Every voice making joyous noise all over the place. Every voice. Every voice making joyous noise all over the place. Come together, feel it rain. Everybody. Every voice making joyous noise all over the place. Come together
now, yeah.
everybody. Every voice
Oh, gonna feel this rain, come on
all over the place. Come together, feel it rain. Everybody. Every voice making joyous noise all over the place. Every voice.
Good people, welcome to Tell Dothan. These are cactus, and the fruits from cactus, they are called sabre. Sabre. Wow, today we came so early. So we are here at the place where it's called Joseph the Dreamer's Pit. You know, this story of Joseph. I am a last born. in my own family, and I can really I can be able to identify myself with what Joseph was going through with his brothers. Please, my family, don't summon me for a meeting after this. You know, anytime when a lastborn says something, nobody believes them. They have to sit down and talk about it. Because we are always considered like we are children, you know. We cannot say anything of value. And this is what happened with Joseph. Let's read the book of Genesis chapter 37. Joseph lived in the land of his fathers, in the land of Canaan. These are the generation of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was pasturing the flock with his brothers. He was a boy with the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought a bad report to them and their father. Now Israel, that is Jacob, loved Joseph more than any other of his sons because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a loaf of many colors. But when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not speak peacefully of him. It happens. It happens. It happens. It happens to us sometimes. I'm not saying anything. Now Joseph had a dream, and when he told to his brothers, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Hear my dream. Hear my dream that I have dreamt. Behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and behold, my sheaf arose and stood upright. And behold, your sheaves gathered around it and bowed down to my sheaf." His brothers said to him, "Are you indeed to reign over us? Or are you indeed to rule over us?" So they hated him even more for his dreams and for his words. Anyway, we are going to continue, but let me go for a group photo. We are at the central region of the Promised Land. This is a pit.
Hindi malalim ang ganyan. Kaso, hindi malalim pa. Pag mahulog ko dyan, hindi ko malalim ko sa malalim tubig lang. Pero hindi ka makakaon pag hindi tinalungan. Nakakaano ka kasi hindi, akit. May puno. May punong akit. Kaya
Laning ng balon. Ay, ang lamig. Diyos ko.
Nanginginig.
Nanginginig na ako. Dito siya. Imbis ng nanginginig. Dito hinulog si Joey. Malamang ngayon na nagsisilip pa. Gawin kasaysayan. So, tungayin natin or alamin natin
kaganapan talaga. Bakit nga ba? Ano yung
Hindi na, nanginginig ako.
order ng kwento natin ngayon sa akin. So, pinaka-reference natin.
Yan yung mga
Genesis
kasama ko.
chapter 37,
Nanginginig tuloy.
binanggit ang lugar ng Dothan. Okay? Sino, nandito yung anak. Kailangan ko ng English eh, nakamute ko.
No, no, no. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry.
Anyways, no? Tawag dito, simulan natin yung ating kwento. So, si Abraham, no? At the same time,
So we can continue with our story. Then he dreamt another dream and told it to his brothers and said, "Behold, I have dreamt another dream." You know the rusty bones, they don't keep quiet. They tell everything. Behold, the sun and the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me. But when he told it to his father and his brothers, his father rebuked him and said to him, "What is this dream that you have dreamt? Shall I and your mother and your brothers indeed come to bow ourselves to the ground before you?" And his brothers were jealous of him, and his father kept the saying in mind. So it's like his father is reconsidering. Joseph sold by his brothers. From verse 12. Now his brothers went to pasture their father's flock near Shechem. And Israel, that is Jacob, said to Joseph, "Are not your brothers pasturing the flock at Shechem? Come, I will send you to them." And he said to him, "Here I am." You know, lastborns, they are so obedient. They don't argue like, like other people. So he said to him, "Go now, see if it is well with your brothers and with the flock, and bring me word." So he sent him from the valley of Hebron. You know, guys, if you have watched my video about the tomb of the patriarchs, that place is the one that is called Hebron or Hebron. And from here to Hebron, it's almost or more than 200 kilometers. So verse 14. So he said to him, Go now, see if it is well with your brothers and with the flock, and bring me word." So he sent him from the valley of Hebron. So he sent him from the valley of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. And a man found him wandering in the fields. And he asked him, "What are you seeking?" "I'm seeking my brothers," he said. "Tell me, please, where are they pasturing the flock?" And the man said, "They have gone away, for I heard them say, 'Let us go down. Let us go to Dothan.'" Shalom.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Let us go to Dothan. This is Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them at Dothan. They saw him from afar. And before he came near to them, they conspired against him. They conspired against him to kill him. They said to one another, "Here comes the dreamer. Come now, let us kill him and throw him into one of the pits, this pit that is here. Then we will say that a fierce animal has devoured him, and we will see what will become of his dreams." But when Reuben heard it, he rescued him out from their hands. "Let us not take his life." And Reuben said to them, shed no blood. Throw him into this pit here in the wilderness, but do not lay a hand on him. Ay, these people. That he might rescue him out of their hand to restore him to his father. So when Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the robe of many colors that he wore, and they took him and threw him into a pit. That pit there. The pit was empty. There was no water in it. These are olives. These are olives. You see all over the Holy Land. Olives. You can't miss olives. Then they sat down to eat. Wow, they don't have mercy. They sat down to eat and looked up. They saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead with their camels bearing guns, palm, and meal, and they are on their way to carry it down to Egypt. So the caravan was coming from, is it Lebanon or Syria? It was coming from Syria down to Egypt. Then Judah said to his brothers, Judah is going to save him now. Then Judah said to his brothers, what profit is it if we kill our brother and conceal his blood? Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother, our own flesh. And their brothers listened to him. Tell Dothan. This was a pasturing area. This was a grazing area. That is why they came all the way from Hebron. You see, it's a valley. It's like a valley. The valley of Dothan. Wow, there are so many olives. Wow, you know, guys, look at this. These olives. Look at the color of the olives here. And look at the others. These ones are green. Second Kings chapter 6, the story of Elisha. Let's start from from verse 1 to 6. It talks about Elisha at Jordan, where when the axe head is floating, somebody was cutting some trees, and the axe fell into the water, and Elisha takes a stick and put the stick where the axe head was, and the axe head came floating. I'll take you there one of these days to Jordan where it happened. So after that, from verse 8, now the king of Aram was at war with Israel. After conferring with his officers, he said, I will set up my camp in such and such a place. The man of God sent word to the king of Israel, beware of passing that place, because the Arameans are going down there. So the king of Israel checked on the place indicated by the man of God. Time and again, Elisha warned the king, so that he was on his guard in such places. This enraged the king of Aram. He summoned his officers and demanded of them, tell me, which of us is on the side of the king of Israel? None of us, my lord the king. But Elisha, the prophet who is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the very words you speak in your bedroom. Go, find out where he is. The king ordered, so I can send men and capture him. The report came back, he is in Dothan. Then he sent horses and chariots and a strong force there. They went by night and surrounded the city. When the servants of the man of God got up and went out early in the morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. Oh no, my lord, what shall we do? The servant asked. Don't be afraid. The prophet answered, those who are with us are more than those who are with them. And Elisha prayed, open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see. Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. As the enemy came down toward him, you see all the mountains that he saw, from all the mountains, chariots of fire, all the mountains. And he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. As the enemy came down toward him, Elisha prayed to the Lord, strike this enemy with blindness. So he struck them with blindness as Elisha had asked. Elisha told them, this is not the Lord, this is not the city. Follow me, and I'll lead you to the man you are looking for. And he led them to Samaria. After they entered the city, Elisha said, and I'm going to take you to Samaria. That was the capital city of the northern kingdom. It was ruled by that time it was ruled by King Ahab. King Ahab, the son of King Omri. King Omri was the first king of the northern kingdom. After they entered the city, said, Lord, open the eyes of these men so that they can see. Then the Lord opened the eyes and they looked, and they were inside Samaria. When the king of Israel saw them, he asked Elisha, shall I kill them, my father? Shall I kill them? Do not kill them. He answered, would you kill those you have captured with your own sword and bow? Set food and water before them, so that they may eat and drink, and then go back to their master. That's a good one. So he prepared a great feast for them, and after they had finished eating and drinking, he sent them away, and they returned to their master. So the birds of the Aram or Aram stopped raiding Israel's territory. You see, all over the mountains, Elisha could see the chariots. Yes, chariots of fire from this Dothan valley. Wow. I love this. You know, the Old Testament, the people who lived in the Old Testament, the prophets of the Old Testament, whatever they used to speak, it came to be. Not like the prophets that we have these days. Tell Dothan. Joseph's pit. I think I need to take a picture here. I need to take a picture with a pit.
Ayaw nila magpapicture sa sariling mundo itong lima.
Thank you guys from Tell Dothan.